What is up, everybody? It's your boy Chu, aka Gaming with Chu, coming back at you with another Rise of Kingdoms video. Today, we're gonna be talking about infantry gear, and we'll be starting at like stage one, where you're just kind of walking into KVK 1, KVK 2 potentially. What gear you should be walking into it with, and it's gonna be blue gear. Honestly, it's gonna be blue gear, and it'll kind of walk through the stages of making your first, rare to epic equipment set, and then their first legendary set. And then kind of like where you'll probably end up finishing off at if you're not a rally or garrison lead. And then at the end of the video, I'll probably touch on that for just a brief second to kind of walk some of those players through if they are looking for a rally or garrison gear guide here. But to start off, we're going to be popping this guy in. Make this a little bigger. This is going to be your first infantry set you'll make, okay? Because you'll have the two-piece windswept bonus here. You'll have the Gatekeeper Shield and then Karok's Humility. Now, the Shield and the Karoks are going to give you a huge bonus when it comes to the health. I'll drag the stats that you'll be getting over here with the set. So you'll be walking in with 28% of bonus health, which is insane. And I believe it's 22% of that coming from the Shield and the Greaves there, the Karok's Humility. So it's actually insane considering the fact that infantry starting out in KVK 1 or 2, you're not going to get a lot of bonus health. So picking that up, and I mean, really, late game, you're not going to be getting a lot either unless it's from the commander that you're using. So picking that up is going to be actually game changing for you. You'll be walking in with some pretty good stats. I cannot lie. And then you'll just pick out the two blue pieces here. So you'll get the, where is that? Here we go. You'll get the Calvin's Hand for the 5% stats. I'll drag this image over a little bit so you can see. So pick up the Calvin's Hand for 5% stats, and it's gonna be a good starter piece. You know, it's okay. And then you'll also be grabbing the boots for the 4% infantry health. So again, you're just picking up some health. It's good. It's fine. It'll do good for KVK 1 or 2. You know, this set, I probably wouldn't walk into it for KVK 3, but KVK 1 and 2, this set will do just fine. You will not have any issues with it. You'll be living. All right. Now, as we bring in our second set, you're gonna start seeing there's a little bit more epics here, and honestly, I'm not really the biggest fan of this set. Okay, now the Crocs Humility, the boots, not boots, the Greaves there are kind of game changing. You'll be using those for sure for any like set piece that you'll be making. It'll be on your second or third march. It'll be there. Same with the Gatekeeper Shield, so they kind of just stay there, you know, all the time. I mean, it'll be on an infantry march that you have in the works. You know, it'll be on a march. It's a great two pieces there. You'll be using it till the end of time just because they offer so much health. And again, you're not getting a lot of health. So you see here 21% infantry health. That's just from the shield and the Karok's Humility alone. Okay? Because if we take a look over here at the helmet, you're gonna be getting attack. Okay? It's not good. You don't really want attack on really anything. So basically, if you're looking at stats in Rise of Kingdoms, it's going to be health over defense, and then defense over attack. Okay, so you're mainly shooting for health and defense. Attack's good, but I mean, you just get so many ways to get attack later game. Like all the gear that you'll be getting in Season Conquest, or all the tech you'll be getting in Season Conquest is going to have just attack stats. You don't really see that much health coming through. You'll see some defense, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's not a lot of health that's coming through. And then as we look here, you'll be getting attack again for the chest and the gloves. I want to say it's defense. There we go. So not a lot of percent there. So it's kind of like a, honestly, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. But again, it's a starter set. You know, this is just something you're working towards. And if you don't like it, dismantle it. Because anything that you do or anything that you dismantle from blue to purple gear, you'll get all the materials back. Legendary gear is kind of where it gets a little bit tricky because you'll only be getting half of the materials back. So you wanna play it safe there, okay? But as we drag this off and kind of go into the next set here, this is what you're gonna be looking for, okay? This is a good set starting out because you'll have again the Crocs Humility. You'll be using that walking in, and then you're also gonna be walking in with these stats here. So you'll be losing all the health, but you'll pick up 23% more defense, which is actually huge. And this is without critting. I don't know if you see this in this image here. Nothing's crit except for the Crocs Humility. So if we were to, let's just say, crit those pieces there, here's the difference there. So again, You lose all the health, but it's fine because you're gaining a whopping 35% more defense and 5% more attack. Okay, so it's huge. It's game changing. Um, it is pricey. Okay, so the first piece you'll probably end up making is going to be the Hope Cloak, just because you'll get it out of the gold keys there. Okay, now again, it's kind of like RNG. It's luck, you know, but over time you will start collecting these Hope Cloak blueprints, and it's going to be huge. Okay, and then you also have the 4-piece set for the March speed bonus. So that's kind of why you're going to run the boots, gloves, shield, and helmet, is because you're going to be picking up the 4-piece set, getting that 10% March speed bonus as well. If we come over here and look, let me drag this to the side for the time being. If we come over here and look at the infantry set, you'll be getting, I want to say it's defense. Yeah, 30% more defense as well. But that 10% March speed is huge considering the fact that how slow like infantry is. Like it's awful. They're unbelievably slow. But eventually, after you work up through this set here, you're going to be swapping from this set to this set. So basically, you'll be trading out. Let me pull this back up. You'll be trading out the Crocs Humility. So the Crocs Humility is going to be eventually replaced with Eternal Night. And honestly, I love it because Eternal Night, you'll get every KVK from the shop whenever you're doing Lost Temple? Am I tweaking? Pause. Hold up. Let's see here. Lost Canyon. Yeah, I don't even know why I said Temple. You'll be getting it from the Lost Canyon shop every KVK. So pick up those blueprints. Pick up the Shio's Return. Is it Shio's? Goodness me. I'm probably all over the place now. Yeah, Shio's Return. Because you will be also using the Shio's Return whenever you're looking at later game, second and third legendary marches. I definitely wouldn't recommend for like a low spin player off the rip. I do like this set more just because you are getting, again, that march speed bonus, which is actually game changing. Okay. 10% march speed on a infantry, march is kind of killer. So I'll drop these stats here to the side so you can see what we're working with. Again, you're getting that 3% defense, 10% march speed, and then there's the iconic um, base, stats you'll be getting as well. So again, I love the set. This is the set I'm running on my march currently. It's huge. If you have the set and you're on like a low, A, B seed, this could be your rally, garrison, infantry march. If you have like one main guy and you're there whenever he's offline, this set will do just fine. Okay, this set's insane. You don't really need, march speed if you're a garrison, but this set will do you just fine. There will be no complaints if you are not the main rally, but you are, just trying to fill in. This set will be perfectly fine. But that being said, it is pricey, and again, blueprints are going to be kind of, risky for you, kind of choppy. So if you are struggling to get blueprints, you could do this piece here. This is kind of the like garrison, set with the KVK pieces there. So if you can afford it, you can do this piece. The only thing that makes it easier is the Hope Cloak and the Shield's Return, just because you'll be getting those, every KVK, every time you open up, not every time you open up gold key for gear, but essentially over time you will start collecting the Hope Cloaks again. But as we look at this set here, I like this set whenever you're trying to compare like your field march, which again should be this. This should be your field march just because of the bonus march speed. But if you drag that guy, if you look here, the blueprints don't really overlap. Okay, the only thing that overlaps is the Eternal Night and the Hope Cloak, which is fine because again you're gonna get the Hope Cloak and the keys. You'll get Eternal Night every KVK, but you also gain more stats doing it this way. So this is a good garrison setup because you're losing the march speed, which you didn't really care about if you're a garrison. Nobody really cares if you're, can march fast out of the flag if you lose it, but you want to have the most stats going into it. So here you gain another 12 and a half total stats, 6 being defense and 6.5 being attack, which, I mean, again, attack, it is whatever. But as you see, there's no health, okay? So that's a big kicker, is there's no health walking into this. So there's been, like, a lot of talks about whether it's better to run the leadership gear. Honestly, it's kind of just up to you. Like I was saying earlier in the video, some commanders will offer you, bonus health in their build up, but some don't. So if you wanted to do the health march or health route, that's not a problem. Here is the breakdown basically to kind of show you the difference here. of what you'd be rocking with to see if you would rather go over with one or over the other. So instead of running the easier to get blueprints, which would be the Sacred Grips, the Shio's Return, Eternal, and Hope Cloak, you would be running the Sacred Grips and Hope Cloak, which is nice. The two KVK pieces, which you'll be running on the other set anyways, so that doesn't matter for you. But you'll be getting the two leadership sets for, or the leadership pieces for the gloves and the greaves. So if we just scroll this over for a second and take a look down here, you'll be picking this up, which is going to give you an extra 6% health, and then you'll also be picking up the greaves, which I think also gives you 6% health off the top of my head. 8, okay. So 14% extra health instead of, the defense. So if we come back over here, take one more final look, you'll be at 18.5 health, which, again, I don't know if that's a good return for the 26% defense. It really falls down to what commanders you're using, if they're offering you a health bonus or not already. But again, both of these sets are going to perform great. And if you are in an A or maybe like a low Imperium Kingdom, run either one of these. They'll be just fine. If you're free to play, I wouldn't recommend either of these sets. Personally, these are just garrison sets, unless you just wanted to run the Shios and Sacred Grips because you have a lot more blueprints and you can just make more of those pieces to run, potentially the crit or just iconic tier 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But again, both these sets are great, phenomenal. Nobody would be mad if you're running either one of these sets in a garrison. I mean, if you can crit everything here, congrats to you. You have much better luck than me, anyways. But outside of that, the main set you should be looking for if you're wanting to run field, drag this over a little bit. It's gonna be this guy with its stats. Whoa, that scroll up too big. If you're wanting to run one of the garrisons, it's gonna be the two guys on the right here. Okay, so whether you prefer health more or defense more is up to you. But these are the two breakdowns. First being the one that gives you, the 10% extra march speed, which would be the far left. And the middle there is going to be the more defense. And it's going to be a little bit easier on the blueprints because you are getting, two of those pieces much cheaper. And then lastly is going to be the one that gives you the health, which if you are running this set, congrats, you're probably a Giga Chad, just a guy that's a mega whale in this game. But, and you probably know what you need to run anyways, gear-wise, based on, the commanders you're pairing it with. Like I said, think about that whenever you are trying to create the march you're garrisoning with or rallying with. Um, yeah, that's it for this video. I'll probably chime in, do an archer and a cavalry. I don't know about leadership. It's kind of tricky, that one right now, but let me know if y'all want to see more of these videos, if this kind of helps you. If it did, feel free to drop a like on the video, drop a subscribe down below. It's really helping out the channel. We're almost at 400. We're growing pretty quick. So hopefully sometime soon we can hit that target, that milestone. But outside of that, this has been Chu. Hope you had a great day. Take care. Peace.